Good afternoon, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to host you for the very first event of GeoSmart India Digital Series. Today, we will spend the next 3 hours together discussing and learning. Geospatial World is a knowledge organization with a global footprint. We advocate the adoption and promotion of geospatial technologies across industries and community at large for over 2 decades. Our vision is to create a difference to the world economy and society through geospatial knowledge. During these uncertain times, we decided to do a community outreach through GeoSmart India Digital Series to facilitate learning, awareness building, and knowledge sharing among the communities, part of the preliminary activities and discussion towards the in-person event GeoSmart India, which is an annual forum and exhibition for providers and consumers of geospatial technology in the subcontinent, complemented with extensive networking and commercial opportunities. This year, it is in Hyderabad from 7 to 9 December. The focus of the summit is on water resource management. A report by Niti Aayog estimated that nearly 40% of India's population will have no access to drinking water by 2030, and 6% of India's GDP will be lost by 2050 due to water crisis. India is the second most populous country in the world with more than 1 billion citizens. Millions are navigating the COVID-19 pandemic with the added challenge of living without access of safe water. Looking at the current situation, there is a need for a pandemic paradigm shift. We urgently require a transition from the supply more water provision to measures which lead towards improving water use efficiency, reduce leakages, recharge and restoring local water bodies, as well as applying for high tariffs and ownership by various stakeholders. A recovery-based closed-loop system is a need of an hour. This virtual summit will focus on India's mission to lead the change and in building a smart and resilient water ecosystem. Essentially, needs understanding and discussion around the critical challenges and how digitalization of water can lead the way, more so given the implications of the pandemic. Today, we will hear from our experts on the digitalization of the water industry, boosting efficiencies. Welcome back to the Water Resource Management Virtual Summit. We'll now start with the next session on digitalization of water management. I would like to invite Mr. R.K. Jain, Chief Engineer, National Water Development Authority, Mr. Chandra Mohan Singh Adhikari, Senior Manager, ISRI, M.S. Rathore, Joint Director, National Water Informatics Center, Dr. Abdul Hakim K, Engineer G and Head Water Resources Informatics Division, National Remote Sensing Center, Ms. Jyoti Gade, Deputy Executive Engineer, Mission Bhagirathi, Government of Telangana. I welcome you all.
So now I request Mr. Abdul Hakim Kumar, Dr. Abdul Hakim K, Engineer, WRI Division and NRSA. I request Hakim sir to be precise and conclude in 10-12 minutes.
Thank you, Jain Saab. Thank you, Geospatial Media, for organizing the workshop. So, according to the theme of the workshop, I will be talking about how the geospatial technologies are helping us in distillation of the water information. Okay. So, whenever I talk about water, I start with a reminder. All of us agree that water is the medium of life, but the reminder which I would like to have for myself, for all the audience, is the total amount of water that is available on the earth. If you make it as a ball, so this is the size of the ball. But out of this ball, what human can use is very, very meager quantity. I have shown that also in this slide, but it is not visible. That means we are trying to manage a resource that's so significant, and managing that is very, very important, which all of us agree. But as the management courses say, for managing any resource, we need to measure it. So that's the reason I'm here today. And water is dynamic, both in space and time. So this slide shows here why it is dynamic in terms of space and time. So these are three different parameters related to water availability. And if you see this animation, it changes day to day, season to season, and also from across the different parts of the country, the parameter also varies. So water is really dynamic. And we all know everybody compete for water, and major the user is agriculture, especially in India. So why I'm trying to trigger all these thought processes, in the situation in India is different from what is there across the world. India is unique in every way. Same case in case of water. So the agriculture is a major consumer of water in this country. And we can be proud of India on many issues and occasions, but this is another issue which is not to be celebrated. We are second in top 10 consumer in the world, the water across the world among different countries. After China, we are consuming a lot. So when we say we are consuming a lot, so we need to worry a lot about how to manage these resources. Not only we consume, we also virtually export plenty of water. When you say virtual export, we produce so many products that is exported, which involves a lot of water as input. So this virtual water is a big subject that we need to concentrate when you are managing water resources. And why we need information about the water, the data and the information about water? There are many purposes. It varies from global to local level. That is then one of our colleagues from ESRI, when he was talking about the water at pipeline level. So I am from National Remote Sensing Center, so I'll be talking from whole, whereas he has talked to the part. So remote sensing, because of its synoptic view, so we will be using the information derived from remote sensing platforms for various purposes. Okay, and moreover, the water is having a lot of interaction with the environment where it is existing. The interaction process between water and its environment is very highly dynamic, and the coupling between natural and engineered systems like the civil engineers or irrigation engineers or water engineers, or for that matter, those who are handling the water, the way they manipulate the system and that interaction with the natural system, the coupling process between these two systems are really a process that needs to be addressed, for which Earth observation system is of very use. Not only that, the terrestrial water balance. See, as I was telling in previous slide, the water is highly dynamic over space and time. The terrestrial water balance estimation needs a lot of measurements to understand the links between different energy and water cycle. Some of the parameters which I have listed right side of this slide, they're all important, and Earth observation systems provide a very important resource for information generation for these parameters. With this background, I would like to take you through a set of slides where National Remote Sensing Center is producing a lot of geospatial hydro products and services. And this information products and services regarding the hydrological information in the country is being served through Bhuvan Geo Platform of India, ISRO. And this portal was launched by Chairman ISRO on 29 June in the presence of Secretary Ministry of Water, Department of Water Resources, Ministry of Jal Shakti. And I will be sharing some of the products that we are serving through this product and service portal, which will be definitely useful for many of the audience present here. And I have listed the products and services that we are serving in this portal. To begin with, we are providing spatial flood warning for Godavari and Tapi river basins. This information is available near real time. It's available since last year, and currently also you can log into the portal and see the flood hydrograph of different stations in these two basins, and with the forecast of 72 hours. And whenever there is some flood, we also give the information about extent of flooding, the area that is possible under flooding. So all this information available on daily basis. Okay. And we have another system where we are providing the water use information in terms of evaporative flux information, where the actual evaporative transpiration on daily basis is available for the entire country. These are all the information generated using Earth observation platform. The third information that is available is glacial lake information system for entire Himalayan river basin. the glacial lake inventory, which are the glacial lakes of smaller size up to 0.25 hectares are also made available in this portal. And this information, whatever I am sharing, has got multiple usage. Maybe the time is not sufficient to explain each one of them. We can talk about each one of them, hover together. Another Himalayan information that we are providing is daily snow core information. This information available from 2015 onwards. In addition to these four components, we also have hydrological modeling system set up for entire country, where we provide water balance components on surface runoff, evapotranspiration, soil moisture at different layers on daily basis. Using this surface runoff information, we also provide surface runoff forecast for next 3 days. And we also give inflow into major reservoirs based on these forecasts. And we are also setting up a decision support system for Narayanpur Command Area in Karnataka, where the satellite-based inputs will be used for providing near real-time crop water requirement as well as irrigation water requirement. And for the first time in the country, NRSC is providing hydrological drought information, the current status of hydrological drought in terms of different indices. I will be showing some of them. This hydrological information is in addition to what Central Water Commission is giving on reservoir status. Okay, so this is the first one where entire Himalayan snow core information available in one platform, and you see the information at basin, sub-basin, watershed level for entire Himalayan river basin from 2015 onwards. You can query, see the dynamics, and you can also view the changes over time. The another module of this portal is talking about water balance components that comes out of a hydrological modeling setup that is done for entire country. And again, some of these products are available with a lag time of 2 to 3 days. However, this information available in near real time, not real time, near real time, based on the input data availability. Again, the information is available as a grid information for entire country. You can click any location, see the time series information for all these parameters, what we have listed in the left-hand side, like runoff, soil moisture, evapotranspiration, forecast surface runoff, all those things. And this is what I was telling about spatial flood early warning system for maybe around 10 stations in each of these two basins, Tapi and Godavari. For each station, what is the flood hydrograph on daily basis? In case the flood reaches the danger level, we also provide the expected inundation area through this portal, because now there is no in these two basins there is no information available as for this current season. I have not shown the inundation. Otherwise, you can always visit and see the historic inundation for last year. What was the inundation in some of the days also can be seen in this portal. And as I was telling, the evapotranspiration is the actual water use. The information that is used for evapotranspiration process is very important information. There are many applications. Again, for want of time, I cannot go into the details. And you have this information for the entire country on daily basis. For any pixel, this pixel size is 500 kilometer, and we'll be making improving the resolution also in near future. Currently, it is available for any location you click, you get the time series data, the actual evapotranspiration. That means the water that is consumed for vegetation and crop. And this is what I was telling about irrigation decision support system for Narayanpur Command Area, where we are generating near real-time crop information from multiple satellite data. And we are computing crop water requirement and irrigation water requirement based on the weather data and other in-situ field data. And we are in collaboration with the Narayanpur Command Area authorities for providing weekly or 10 daily advisories on crop water requirement as well as irrigation water requirement. And as I was telling, now first time in the country, we are providing hydrological drought information system. Currently on portal, two indices are available: standardized runoff index as well as standardized groundwater index. And this information is available based on the historic 30 years of data generated by NRSC. And this is what I would like to show. And I would like to end my talk with telling about what is there in future. There are two major missions are forthcoming. One is SWOT, that is surface water and ocean topography. That's going to give us surface water elevation in all the lakes, reservoirs, large rivers. As you are aware, in the country, all major and medium reservoirs water levels are measured, but not the smaller water bodies or other ungauged reservoirs. This mission is going to be very useful to know on frequent basis what is the water level, with which we can also estimate what is the storage in those reservoirs. The another major mission, fourth mission, is NASA ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar Mission, NISAR, which is going to help us in understanding the very minute disturbance in the surface in addition to various other microwave applications. And with this, I thank the for the opportunity given.